Hi friends, this is Kim from Creative DIY Purpose. Welcome. Today I will take 6 items from a recent thrift haul and turn them into unique holiday decor and possible gift ideas. I think we're going to start with this beautiful basket. I purchased it for only $4.99, and when I saw the green on here I thought how perfect for the Christmas season. And at only $4.99 I couldn't turn it down. I love that the paint on this beautiful basket had natural wear in all the right places. I gave it a good cleaning, removed the stickers, and here's the materials list if you'd like to take a screenshot. The stencils in today's video can be purchased at thestencilsmith.com. You'll save 15% when you use my link in the description box below. When I removed the stickers that were placed on this basket, it took the paint off, and I think it just adds to the vintage look. This is one of the new stencils that I purchased, and I think it's going to fit nicely on the top of the basket. I'll tape this one down using some of the frog tape, and this is for gentle paint surfaces because I don't want to remove that much paint when I take off the tape. I decided to use one color for the entire stencil. In next week's video, I will show you how I took the stencil and layered color up over the top. But for this one, I'll leave it a solid color. I dipped my stencil brush in some red apple paint from Apple Barrel and just went around the wooden top of the basket as well as all the edges of the basket and around the handle. Next, I'm taking a cloth that's rubbing back and forth over the red paint to give it a subtle look, but also add a pop of color throughout the basket. I did repeat this step a few times because I didn't want to put too much red on there. So I thought it was best to do a little bit, wipe it back, look at it, and add a little bit more at a time. I then applied a coat of clear wax from Dixie Belle. And I did that along the trim and the top of the basket. And I applied 2 coats of the wax on the inside of the basket so that was sealed and someone can use it. I put this item in my booth last week when I did a Christmas reset, and it sold in one day. I was thrilled. You guys will have to let me know what you think of this basket. I think it was an incredible find, and I'm so glad that somebody can enjoy it. Project number 2, I'm going to take a common thrift store find in my area, and this is a quick, easy upgrade using only one rub-on transfer from the Christmas tag set from ReDESIGN. In the past, I have taken a similar set and tried selling it plain, and it sat in my booth for quite a while. And I believe I painted it and put a transfer on it, and it sold right away. And then I think I've done 2 or 3 others since that time. But I thought with the holidays coming that I would leave this piece nice and shiny. And there's actually some beautiful tarnish along the side. And I thought I would add one of these beautiful vintage style transfers and leave it unpainted. Took me quite a while to figure out which one I wanted to use because there were so many really neat transfers in this set. I finally decided to go with the one that had the pine cone attached to it. And you'll see why in a little bit. It kind of sparked an idea of how I could display this piece. I didn't like the stripe along the top for this particular project, but I do put it aside to keep as maybe an accent piece for a future project. And right when I was ready to apply the transfer, I remembered that I did not clean the top off with rubbing alcohol. I do find that this helps because even if I've washed it with soap and water, I use all natural soap that has a lot of essential oils. So I want to use the rubbing alcohol to make sure that I get any oily residue off. And I'm so happy, you guys, this fit perfect on here. I love a quick, easy project when you can transform a piece and give it a whole new look, and it takes less than 5 minutes. I don't know about you, but sometimes I have so many things going on, so it's nice to be able to feel that sense of accomplishment. I thought that this would make a really neat gift idea. You could put, cookies or candies or gift inside, but for display purposes in my booth, I propped the top up on an easel, and then I put a hand painted, what I call a natural bowl filler, inside of it for display. And I'll link that video below that I did a couple years ago. And I believe I called it a snow-kissed bowl filler. And it's just things from nature that I did a little bit of touch of weight paint on. There's some acorns and a bundle of twigs, different types of pine cones, and a little grapevine mini wreath. Let me know what you think of this transformation. And also let me know, what would you tuck inside to either give as a gift or put on display? Lately, I've been working a lot of late nights and early mornings, and I have been turning on either my laptop or my cell phone, depending on what I'm doing, heading over to Skillshare and taking different classes. I'd like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. I love that each class gives you a description and it maps out all the lessons and exactly how long each subject lasts, and I can go rewatch them or pause them as needed. My younger kids have even been watching them during the day, taking different art classes. And this is one of their favorites, Yasmina Creates. And my daughter's actually followed her for a couple years. And you can sign up to get notifications anytime your instructors post new classes. You can even take multiple classes at a time and take them from the comfort of your home or on the go. If there's a topic that you're interested in learning more about, chances are Skillshare has a class for you. I think you'd enjoy this creative community. I've posted the link below, and the first 500 people to join Skillshare using my link will get 1 month premium for free. For project number 3, let's take this plain ceramic canister and turn it into a functional decorative gift in only a few simple steps. You will want to start off with a clean surface. After I wash a piece, I do like to go over it with rubbing alcohol. This helps prep the piece and make the application of the transfer a lot easier. For this project, I'm using the transfers from the Winter Wonderland Wonders packet from ReDESIGN. Any of the ReDESIGN products or Dixie Belle products that I use in my videos can be purchased directly from the Hive, and I have Gail's link below in the description box. I fell in love with so many of these. And over the next few weeks, I will show you how I use most of these transfers up. I like this little house one. It kind of reminds me of a gingerbread house. I think that's what they were going for with the look. So this made me think, how amazing would this be as a holiday cookie jar? I think with this transfer, it's not too Christmassy, and somebody could keep it out the whole winter long, full of cookies or favorite treats. And I thought, how cute would that be for a gift? To fill it with homemade cookies or special treats or snacks. Maybe take a brown paper lunch bag and put them in, tie them off with a ribbon and tuck them inside. Next week, I'll share with you another idea for a canister gift. So if you happen to have any solid colored canisters that you've been hanging on to for a special project, you may want to give this one a try and let me know if you do and how you decorate it. For project number 4, we're going to take this faux cutting board that I purchased from the thrift store and give it a holiday makeover. Here's a list of products that I used. And this is the stencil, and I loving this stencil from the stencilsmith.com I got that I recently purchased. I've used it on a few projects and I love it. So we're taking a little bit of apple barrel paint, and this one is color red apple. My stencil brushes, that stencil, and some frog tape. I use only part of the stencil because it is so large, the whole thing won't fit. And I'm loving the font of that North Pole. What do you guys think about that? Whoops, and I forgot to tell you that I did sand off the pre-printed design, and I finished it up with some 220 grit sandpaper so that it would have a nice finish. So this is red apple color paint from Apple Barrel, swirling it around using my stencil brush. And I decided to use three different colors for this project. And I don't think that I wrote it on the materials list. This cocoa color is actually truffle from Waverly. I think I've had the bottle for 2 or 3 years, and I just added a little water to revive it, and I thought it was the perfect cocoa color. All right, so I decided to go ahead and stencil in that line that's under the North Pole. I think I wanted to see how it was going to look, and I should have taped it off because I think I did get a little bit of green on that R, but I ended up sanding it off. And this green is from Apple Barrel paint. I have a lot of the little acrylic paint. My daughter uses a lot of their paint to craft with. Time I need a little pop of color, I just go up to her art room. All right, so I'm happy with this so far, but I decided to add a little bit of design on the bottom and up at the top. And that's one of the reasons I love the larger stencils that have all of the lettering and all of the design and details, because you can use portions of it on a variety of projects. Now I'll add that same design up at the top. And that's what it looks like before we add a couple sprigs of holiday greenery with the pine cones that I purchased from Walmart and a simple gingham bow. You could display it hanging up or on an easel or even down on a table with some candles on it, or add some cute little feet and make a holiday riser. Number 5 is another gift idea for a thrifted canister makeover for Christmas. I'll be taking the transfer from the same set as we did last time, and here's a close-up of it. I looked through the transfers to try to get an idea of what I wanted to use this canister for. And my first thought was to fill it with some simmer pot spices, like some clove, cinnamon, allspice, and maybe some dried orange slices. But then I saw the hot cocoa cup and thought, how perfect, because this type of canister is airtight. And there I go, I forgot to wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol first. Doing it just in that spot. We're going to add that little cup of cocoa transfer, and I'm even loving that little wooden spoon. How cute is that to measure out your cocoa? Easy peasy. And here you have another less than 5-minute thrifted makeover. For project number 6, I purchased 2 of these footstools for only $2.99 each at the thrift store. I was thrilled to find them. This one we're going to make over using the same North Pole stencil, a few small transfers from the Winter Wonderland collection, some paint, and copper gilding wax. Whoops, and I almost forgot to tell you guys, after I cleaned the stools, I used some 220 fine grit sandpaper. I added 2 coats of Bonding Boss because these stools definitely needed a primer. Then I applied 2 coats of the red apple paint from Apple Barrel, added the North Pole stencil. I decided to leave the letters the way that they are. And I think Santa looks like he's having fun sliding down on that letter E. And I added 2 holiday treat transfers. Some gilding wax along the edges and a coat of clear wax to the top. Be sure to join me next week to see how I transform that other stool. And just to give you a hint, it sold within 2 days. Friends, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you have a super blessed week. I will see you next Monday evening.